Hello and welcome to 101 Code. My name is Muaz Nashawi. If you like our videos, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe and turn on the notifications so you can see all the new videos. In this video, we're going to talk about the third principle of object-oriented programming, which is inheritance. We're going to see the inheritance definition. We're going to discuss the benefits of using this principle in our project. And we're going to see a real-life example in order to describe how we can use the inheritance in our project. So without any further ado, let's get started. So, what is inheritance? Inheritance is the procedure in which one class inherits the attributes and the methods of another class. The class whose properties and methods are inherited is known as the parent class. And the class that inherits the properties from the parent class is the child class. Inheritance is the concept of thinking about the common properties between the structure. So, in general speaking, if you want to understand what is the inheritance, you want to always think about the commons between classes and structures. So, if you have two classes use the same attributes and the same methods, or there's some of the same attributes in both classes, it's not wise to repeat the process and write two classes with the same attributes. Maybe it's better if we put the common attributes between those two classes, in one parent class, and then extend the child classes and let them use this common properties. Inheritance has to deal with the most important rule in writing a good code, which is dry. You remember this word when you think about inheritance. Dry mean don't repeat yourself. This is very important when you're writing a good code. This rule is always used to think about a good writing skills. So, you know that repeating your code in a couple places is just wasting your time and waste of your resources. If you can write the class one time and reuse it, that's for sure is better. So always when you think about inheritance, think about this word, dry. Now let's see a real-life example in order to understand inheritance more. First, we have here a bad implementation. This application here, or these two classes, is not using the inheritance principle. So as you can see, we have two cars here, Mercedes and BMW. They both have things in common. For example, they both has 4 doors and has steering wheels as properties. And in engine and in methods, they have start engine. They both have a start engine and they both have a drive. There's some differences here. The Mercedes has a parking system while the BMW has an autopilot. So as we can see, there is a common things and there's some differences. So now here we are repeating ourselves when we write those attributes 2 times here and here. So that's considered a bad implementation. Now let's see how inheritance can improve this project or this code. In this good implementation, as you can see, we have here created a class which called car. It's gonna act like a parent class. This class holds all the common attributes and method between the two classes. Remember we said on BMW and Mercedes, they both have those attributes and those methods. So we took all the attributes and all the common attributes and methods and we put them in a parent class. Now this acting as a parent class. Inside the child class, which is now Mercedes, we use in Java the word extends to start an inheritance relationship. So now we're saying the class Mercedes is inherited all the attributes from the class car. And now as you can see in the class Mercedes, we only put the different attributes which is specialized, only specific for this class or this car. And the class BMW is the same. It also extends the parent class, which is the car, and also has only the different attributes and different methods, which is specific for BMW. As you can see here, we eliminate the duplication. Remember we spoke about dry. Now you're not repeating yourself, you only enter or write the attributes one time, and now you are using it. Once you extend this and you start the inheritance, now you have access for all the properties and method of these classes. The main advantage of inheritance is that it helps in reusability of the code. The code are defined only once and can be used multiple times. It improves the program structure by making it more organized and simply readable. Imagine like now if you apply all the inheritance concept in all of your classes, you're gonna have, for example, instead of one big giant class which do a lot of things, it's really hard to document first, it's hard to be understood. It does a lot of things which we called it a God class. And this is like a very bad programming technique to have such classes, because as we said, it's hard to read, hard to manipulate, and hard to understand. So by dividing your code into small classes and using the inheritance relationship between them, you are making your code more organized and simply readable. It makes the program structure short, concise, which is more reliable. As we said, small classes, better reading, better understanding, and for sure, more reliable. The code are easy to debug. It's also the same. If you have a small class which serve a purpose, you can directly debug it without any problems, because there's no a lot of dependency on it. You can find exactly where the code is failing. Inheritance make the application code more flexible to change. As we said, because you are organized and divided in small classes, you can always improve, develop, and change the code because it's flexible. Inheritance make the application code more flexible to change. As we said, because we are now using small classes and structured, organized classes, now it's easy to do any changes, to do development on it, and to work with those classes. So that's the inheritance concept in general. That's it for this video. In next video, we're gonna discuss the last principle of object-oriented programming, which is polymorphism. Until then, if you like our videos, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you can see all the new videos.